If it's a princess, well, I suppose Elizabeth is a pretty strong bet, Victoria, and then you could look back in history and you could come with any number of names, including Mary, but I think it's unlikely. But it's entirely up to the parents. And then when you look at princes, they could choose Philip, they could choose Edward, Andrew, George. There are so many choices, and maybe they'll come up with something that's totally new. I don't think we'll go back to Ethelred. I don't think we'll get right back to some of those wonderful names that existed before the Norman conquest. But whatever they choose, it doesn't matter, because when a sovereign inherits, they could choose to be named and reign in any name they want at that point.
The names are where it's at. That's where we see most of the money, and I think there's a bit of a tug of war on the cards. So William and Kate, modern couple, they like to do things their way, and then you've got to appease the family. You've got to respect 1,000 years of tradition, and you've also got to not upset the number one, the Queen, and that's sort of reflected in the betting. At top of the pile is Alexandra and Charlotte, not your typical royal names, and they started life at sort of 25 and 40 to 1. We've seen a lot of money for them, and then you fall into the more traditional names. You've got Elizabeth and Victoria. Diana's there as well, about 8 to 1. We've seen a lot of money on Diana, so it's pretty open at the moment, but we'll be watching closely, that's for sure.
They will choose traditional names because this child will be representing, at some stage during its life, will be representing Great Britain. So it will either be an English or a Scottish name, or maybe an Irish name, but it won't be anything fanciful, because what's the point? It would just be making a sort of a statement that was unnecessary, I think.
The title that the prince or princess will have will go as follows: His or Her Royal Highness, Prince or Princess, the Christian name of Cambridge.